What's up, guys? My name is Spooky, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys about the Granblue Fantasy Versus changes for patch 1.31. Now, the biggest change is, whoa, Zooey's here. Look out, guys. Anyway, I have a video upcoming for you guys about her as well, along with some early tech combos and tricks that you can use with her if you want to try her out yourself. I found her personally to be a really exciting character, and I think that you guys also will enjoy her lots. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into some of these changes. First off, I really love the tone of the changes. The top tiers got nerfed, but not in a way that changes their playstyle very much. In fact, both Gran and Catalina kept their amazing close medium button hitboxes. They only got a small frame data nerf that still keeps them plus frames. And that's just a general example. And in fact, other characters got lots of really good buffs as well. Anyway, here in the first category of changes are a lot of general changes. Most of them are input fixes and things of that nature. On jump landing, you can't really use your block to kind of option select into another jump and get out of certain things anymore. That's a big one. The same thing with backstep. So both jumping and backstepping, you can't use guard as well as an up input to escape certain situations. Also, you can't really jump install the throw breaks anymore either, unfortunately. It sounds like, according to this change, although I haven't tested that furiously myself yet. Guard crush is a little bit different now too. Apparently it's been changed so that you cannot cancel the guard crush state into a dash anymore, which I didn't even realize was a thing. That actually sucks, but okay, cool. That's a good thing that one's fixed. There's also a big input buffering change where they reduced the buffering in general. They've also kind of made it harder so that with certain combos and things like that, you know how you can kind of pre-buffer the button really early. They've tried to make that a little bit more difficult. So they reduced the input buffering in general for attack buttons and for dashing. Projectiles will no longer come out if you're hit before the projectile startup, except for certain exceptions. So that's pretty good against like Gran, Catalina, Lancelot was another one, even Percival. These were characters that could toss their fireball and you would hit them and their fireball would still trade with you. But now if you beat their fireball startup, you can beat all of that, which is really nice. And these next two are just about input fixes, just things to make inputs easier for us in general. Of course, you can check out all the patch notes for the full details. The big ones that I want to talk about primarily are about Gran and Catalina. And talking about Gran especially, the biggest changes for him are the second part of his auto combo got a little bit better, and his buttons, a lot of his buttons got nerfs. Alright, so as major changes, a lot of his buttons finally got nerfs. The sweep stayed untouched, notably, by the way, I'll mention that first. But this move is a little bit more recovery, although still really good. As you can see, you still can do stand jab, stand heavy as a frame trap on crouch jab, so that's amazing. This also still amazing, but now it's not a real combo anymore if they don't get counter hit. So let's turn off the counter hit. I'll show what I'm talking about. So they're crouching and they get hit, but there's no guaranteed combo anymore. So this used to be super good for just guaranteed pressure. I wouldn't even talk about this to you guys a lot in my videos. Now it's not really like that anymore. So yeah, just watch out for that. Anyway, those are kind of the major nerfs. One more little nerf that they tossed in, by the way, is that the old block string that a lot of Gran players love. This block string involves them blocking the super skybound dart from close range. Well, now if you easy super skybound dart, here I'm not even gonna show you, you're minus. But apparently if you hard super skybound dart, which I'm gonna test right now, apparently if you do it the hard way, you're still plus. Let's find out. Well, I don't know. To me, it seems like both versions are minus. I tested this a lot and I wasn't sure. Perhaps they've misinterpreted the change, or perhaps they've implemented the change on both versions of the super, but it seems to me that you can't make the super plus anymore. You can only make it safe. Maybe it was just always like that, but apparently the frame data gets worse as you go. So yeah, there you go. Pretty big changes for Gran. His frame data got worse overall, especially the meaty jab to bait uppercuts. It's actually a little bit worse, so watch out for that. Anyway, talking next about Catalina. So anyway, Catalina got quite a few nerfs. Close standing light, more recovery. Close standing medium, more recovery. These are just like the Gran nerfs. Also, close standing medium, apparently the recognition range, or what they mean by that, is the range where it becomes a close normal versus a far normal. This got nerfed too, which is actually a common complaint. A lot of people really complained about how Catalina could do her close stem from really far away. So apparently they listened and they heard you guys. Also, far standing heavy has less active frames, which also sometimes makes it hard to confirm. Anyway, I'm going to show you those changes in the training mode. Anyway, so with Cat, the same thing as before. Medium is not a combo anymore. So no guaranteed, guaranteed hits off of this. Also, the recognition range is actually still pretty good. I found like you can still do like jab, medium, and get most of the things. It seems like around here, maybe this range is where you won't get it anymore. But generally, if you want to do your double medium strings, they still work, and you can even do your combos. They're a little harder, but they still work. Anyway, what else? So the heavy, this having less active frames is actually I can kind of feel this nerf. It also makes it harder to late cancel, because since you don't have those last little active frames to help you out with the late cancels, it makes a big difference. So yeah, watch out for that. All you guys that like to mash the heavy a lot, just watch out, because it's way easier for you to get whiff punished. Now you're more like the Percival heavy. So watch out for that one. Also, a little nerf they threw in is that the Cortical back medium does a little bit less damage, just affects one particular combo, which is the one with Chase Fire. For you guys that like to do this combo, yeah, there you go. That a little bit of damage nerf on the Cortical back medium as well. Now, as far as Charlotta's changes go, they're generally pretty simple. The main adjustments have been to how her clashing works, and you'll find that this is a way that they chose to nerf characters that were oppressive, but not because they had amazing buttons or anything like that, but just because their tendency to clash was just too strong in certain tactics. So a Shining Onslaught, that's the medium roll, has an increased clash level. That's actually a buff, which is pretty nice. But the EX version has its damage nerfed just a little tiny bit from 1400 to 1200, which is significant. This is used in most of her combos. Also, the clash level has been decreased just a little bit, which is pretty huge. This is a move that you would kind of throw out. It has very little recovery, and it also would clash with lots of things. It would clash even with like big heavy hits and stuff like that. So now with the clash level being decreased a little bit, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll get snuffed or clash a little less every now and again, but I imagine that this still will be an amazing move. The same thing has happened with the uppercut, the Holy Ladder light version. This one on the way down, the clash level has been set to match with a close standing light. I imagine that means that, let's say you crouch heavy or something like that, it's less likely to clash with that style of move. But we'll see what happens. I find that with Charlotta players, they're really good at mixing up their uppercuts anyway. This is a nerf, and they will be able to now try to clash with their light, or go for a heavy or something like that, and try to beat you out clean. But watch out for this one. Now Lancelot, this one's a big one, and we definitely need to go into training mode to check this one out. But homie here has definitely gotten some pretty hard hits. Alright, so anyway, let's go over some of what's been changed for him. First off, his walk animation, and I forgot to talk about this with Catalina also. Apparently the back walk, he had a smaller hitbox than the forward walk. That's been nerfed, both for him and for Cat. So same thing for Cat as well. Her back walk apparently had a smaller hitbox, now it doesn't anymore. Anyway, buttons-wise, of course, the standing medium got hit, guys. Not a surprise here, because his was really dumb. But also, he also lost this link, the close medium into far medium. That's gone too, so pretty big deal. Now, the turbulence, you guys be the judge, because I was always pretty bad at this. But wow, that seems pretty nerfed. I don't know if you guys can hear me pressing the button after the turbulence. It seems like there's a pretty big wait now before he can do a button after the turbulence. I imagine that he's still going to have setups. But yeah, as far as like the ones where they would do this into stand medium and stuff like that, no way. You're gonna have to really set them up to get those to work now. Apparently this one also got nerfed, the forward heavy. I actually haven't seen this nerf. Oh, okay, you can kind of see the difference. So this used to be like instant. Now you can see that it's kind of like, it's more like the jab one, where it has like a little, maybe it's more like the medium one. See how the medium one has like that little startup before it comes out? Now look at the EX one. There's like a little added startup to it. That's a pretty big nerf. This used to be a move that, hell, we saw Omni Slash in the last tournament win a game by literally tossing this out in the best of situations from like half screen away. And yeah, now a little more reactable. Still an amazing move. It's still gonna hit your fireballs and stuff all the time. He also got a fireball nerf. Let's take a look at this one. Whoa, that goes nowhere now. Holy crap, that's a hell of a nerf. How about the regular fire? At least the regular fireballs still go full screen. This one got a heck of a nerf. Alright, well, apparently it's better in mix-up now. So when you do the mix-ups, it's more active or something like that. Something about it has improved in that regard. But man, that range is gone. Also with the turbulence, guys, he has the same down buff as everybody else, where if you do down, you press back, See, I'll get heavy instead, but then if I do down, down, neutral, I'll get the turbulence. If I do down, down, hold down, I'll also get the turbulence, see? So, pretty nice. Good job them adjusting the inputs there. It makes it pretty nice for all these down, down characters. They don't get accidental down, downs and weird stuff just trying to play footsies anymore. But when you do want to down, down, you can pretty much get it every time now, it looks like. So that's pretty nice. Anyway, let's see what else we got, guys, change list-wise. Okay, so now as far as Percival and Latifah, Percival didn't really get too many changes. One is that when you do the easy mode input of his uppercuts, apparently it has more knockback now. So that's for the Platzins. Man, his move names are so crazy. The down down command. This is the buff, by the way. Trauma Ray. Sorry if I butchered the name of that. Now when you input the buff, you can, if you press back or you press another direction at the last second, you won't actually get it. You just get the button that you wanted. But if you do down, down, and neutral, or down, down, and hold down, then you'll always get the buff skill every time. And with this one, Lone Wolf, I don't know if this is the regular. Oh, this is the Super Skybound Dart. So apparently with the Super Skybound Dart, if you do the easy input, if you do the easy input, apparently it has worse frame advantage. Now, this is a general buff for a lot of Super Skybound Dart. Lots of SSBAs got hit with the same type of nerf. So let's see. Latifah. What do we got here for Homegirl? Oh, yeah. So I don't know how big of a nerf this is, but apparently her hurt box has been changed. I know especially the down back hurt box in the corner, guys. This down back hurt box used to be like really nuts. So I'm not surprised that she got a little bit of a hit here in this regard. Her walk back also got hit. This was the same type of problem as some of the other characters where their walk back was not as... It had a smaller hitbox than the walk forward. So that one's been hit. She also got button nerf. Man, she got button nerfs, huh? How about that? Let's check out some of these nerfs for her. Okay, so here we go with Latifah. What I imagine they're doing with this light nerf, and I hope not, but let's see. Oh, wait, she still has it. Okay, so she still has the sweep link. Okay, well, she still has that. That's good. Maybe if they're standing, it won't work anymore. Let's see, standing opponent. Well, I can feel the difference, by the way. All right. I guess that only works on crouching now, but the headbutt always forces them to crouch, right? By the way, one other thing they changed was that if you're doing a 360, but you end in forward, so let's say I start from down, I do a 360, I end in forward. If you end in forward and it was a half circle, you'll always get headbutt instead of 360, which I'm sure that's useful to someone out there. But you can still obviously go the other direction if you want to get it every time. This is another thing that's been normalized apparently. Apparently, there was different knockdown timing for the command grab for different characters. That's been fixed now. So now they all fall at the same timing, which makes it easy for you to figure out the best possible setups against them and things of that nature. That light nerf doesn't seem that bad. She still gets a sweep combo a lot of the time. Like if I do this... Oh, and it's only the far light. The close light hasn't. Haha, alright then. Well, that ain't too bad. Anyway, I hope that you guys will love Latifah. It's not really that Latifah herself got changed, actually. I kind of expected that she would get changes, but it's more like the rest of the cast has changed a lot, and that makes a big difference for her in particular. Actually, there's a small thing here that I think that I missed, and that's that the Lariat apparently does less damage. Let's take a look. That looks like less. Is that the close one? So when you do it from close up, how did I make it do more damage? Oh, I guess it does more when you're dashing. You know, I never knew this about Latifah. She had different versions of the Lariat based on whether she was dashing or not dashing. Well, how about that today? Anyway, apparently these all do less damage now because Latifah was doing too much damage, I guess, and Bron and Catalina were. Haha, well, sorry about that, but there you go. Anyway, so there's also some Matera changes on this change list that I want to take a look at because she actually got some pretty big change list. I'm not sure how significant it is. Let's take a look. So let's see, far light, the hitbox has been extended. Close M, more recovery. I guess that one makes sense because this button wasn't bad enough. Now it's really bad. That's too bad because actually sometimes people would semi-frame trap with this move. Not anymore, I guess. Far heavy. Okay, this is like a nerf, but it's a fine nerf. So apparently, when the move was out, so let's say you would do far heavy, right? So with Matera, as an example, you do your far heavy. Apparently, while the arrow was still on screen, I'm gonna actually have to switch to the game to show you what I'm talking about. So apparently, as Matera, you know how when the arrow hits, it's still on screen for a little while there, you can see it, right? Well, apparently that little part of the arrow that was still on screen, apparently that could clash with things. So that's been fixed for these moves. So now, even though you can see that there's an arrow still on screen, that arrow no longer has a clash box. It won't clash with moves randomly or things like that. That's an interesting change, and I guess it's a good change. That one makes a lot of sense. Let's see what else we got here. The stage, wow. After inputting the command, this is the sealed. After inputting the command, okay, so the down input got fixed. That one's really good. This one I don't understand. It fixed an issue where the arrow's angle was different depending on which corner of the stage you were. That sounds crazy. I don't even get it, but I'm assuming that's a good fix for her. So as far as Loane goes, the only change that Loane got that really matters is that the second hit of the auto combo he can cancel now, which he couldn't really do that before. It's actually a really nice change. All you Loane players, have fun with that one. You can do like 2 hits into Catalina bot or 2 hits into Corsica backlight. There's some combos, and I'm sure you guys can come up with now that you have that big change. So yeah, enjoy it, guys. Unfortunately, that's the only buff that he got. So anybody wishing for more buffs, well, sorry, that's all you get, fellas. Anyway, last but not least, before I get to the end of this changelog and it gets too far along, I want to talk about the Ferry nurse because this one's a pretty big one also. So let's go ahead and pick Ferry and character select real fast. So as far as big changes for this character, the main way that they chose to nerf her is kind of like what they chose to change about Charlotta, which I find interesting, I guess, but maybe it will make a big difference, and maybe they really researched this first. So this one is actually kind of big. See, the farm medium it has a lot of extra recovery. So what's cool about that is that let's say as the opponent, right, they're trying to max range you with this move. Well, because they have all that extra recovery, they're more likely to want to cancel to a whip or something like that, which gives you the opportunity to maybe spot dodge or look out for it, or things like that. I'm also told that, in fact, I'm going to check this right now because I'm mad curious. I'm told that you can punish the stand medium with your own stand medium if it's Ferry versus Ferry, so let's check that out right now because I'm actually mad curious. Let's see, while that's loading up, I also want to talk about, so the uppercut has... Okay, I see. So is this the fireball or the uppercut? So the fireball now has more priority over the uppercut, which apparently didn't have that before. That's a great change. I didn't even know that was a problem. So now if you do a half circle forward input, or let's say you do forward half circle forward, you'll get fireball rather than uppercut. That's a really nice change. Anyway, I'm going to actually make the dummy mash stand medium alive. Wow, that is a punish. What the hell? That's insanity. Well, the stand medium, a lot worse. Watch out what ranges you use this move, and you better cancel to something if you're doing it at the wrong type of range. Otherwise, you're the one that's going to get hit for using this move a lot. So let's see, what else? So this, apparently, the follow-up, this follow-up, apparently it had different knockdown timing for different characters. That's been fixed now. So now it's the same knockdown timing for all the characters. You can do the exact same setup. That's nice, good change. The same thing with this one, apparently. It's the same thing. It always has the same whip, the same timing no matter what. So yeah, there you go. That's good. There is one more, I think. Oh yeah, the sweep. So the far heavy, right? This one we already talked about. The far medium got nerfed based on frame data. The far heavy and the sweep, the way they chose to nerf these two moves is that they nerfed the clash level. So they made them less likely to clash with things, or they can only clash with lower level buttons. I don't really know how in practice that type of change is gonna make a huge difference, but let's try something here as an experiment. So I'm gonna make her do this move over and over and over and over, and then I'm gonna just try to hit it and see what happens. Okay, well, if I'm in range of her, I can hit. Okay, so only when we're out of range? I don't know. Anyway, guys, your mileage may vary, but apparently that's the nerf to these two moves, is that the clash level has been lowered for both of them. So there you go. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. There is another good amount of changes here in this changelog, but most of these are like small fixes and things of that nature. Narmaya got a couple of nice buffs, actually. Shout out to all you Narmaya players. Good luck. And Soras and Jita also got some small changes. A lot of these, of course, are input fixes and things of that nature. You can follow along. Just check out the description if you want to see some of the changes in the patch. I love this patch overall. Like I said before, I loved a lot of the good changes that they've implemented. I love the small effort to nerf the guys that we know are like the top tier or the really good characters without like going too far in the nerf bad and like making them really trash for whatever reason. The characters are still amazing. They still got great anti-air combos. Their damage is dang near untouched, except for Catalina got a small nerf to the Konosuke back. Only the medium. They didn't even nerf the EX version, which is one of the biggest combo starters. And the Fireball general nerf, I like that nerf a lot too. It was kind of dumb to just throw out Fireballs with your various characters and, you know, have someone press a button and your Fireball just trades with them, even though your Fireball is in the middle of your startup. So just another great change. Let me know, guys, what you think about the changes in the comments, because I'm actually mad curious. I enjoy them a lot. I hope you'll enjoy them too. And look out for my follow-up video about Zooey very soon as well. Peace, everybody.